inherent trait or ability. She liked me because I'm outgoing, pervasive. A general skill or characteristic is responsible. I win games because I'm good with probabilities. Internal control. It was a result of their actions and decisions. They had direct control over the outcome. Pessimist. Temporary. They were extremely lucky, or it happened because of some transient quality like mood. Specific. It was due to a particular incident or a very specific skill. I'm only good with numbers, or I was just in the right place at the right time. External control. It was due to someone or something else. Benefits of optimism. Pessimism isn't all bad. It actually does have its advantages. As you might expect, the benefits favor the optimist. They've been found to have better health, longer life, are better at pursuing goals, and more resilient. Why? From Learned Optimism. Quote, the optimists believe defeat is not their fault. Circumstances, bad luck, or other people brought it about. Such people are unfazed by defeat. Confronted by a bad situation, they perceive it as a challenge and try harder. Want to be more optimistic? Then pay attention to what you tell yourself when something good or bad happens. Calm that inner critic when something doesn't go right. And try to forgive yourself more when something doesn't go right. Penn Wagoner. And that is our EDU for our lives. I want to speak on optimism versus pessimism in my life, my testimony real quick about what I'm seeing in this. And I'm glad I picked this because it really gives you the differences and what's more healthy for you. I appreciate that. Good health, longer life, I'm with that. You know, if I got to become more optimistic, I want to learn how. I've seen a little bit of both pessimist and optimist in my life. It depends on what it was. And I'm just like, oh my God, you know, it's a wrap. It's not going to make it, or, you know, stuff like that. Or it never goes the way I planned. I've said that before. I didn't know how much power was in that sentence. Never. Nothing ever goes the way I planned. Nothing ever. So you're actually speaking it into your life in your anger. And that's why it's so important to not be so upset. Like one time I was looking for something, like it was so simple. I think it was some keys on my phone. I tore up my whole room to find out that my phone was not misplaced. It was placed somewhere else where I usually don't place it. Oh, I went off. I had a fit. I was doing all kind of crazy stuff. All kind of crazy stuff was coming out of my mouth. I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have said. And based on that, I was just like, oh, now I got the feeling when I'm mad, but it's like I can't critique it well enough to say when I'm calm and I'm, you know, I could say it calm, even though I might be tired or irritated, you know, be honest with people and say, just give me a minute. Because you don't want to take, you know, your stuff out on the wrong person and then you're apologizing later. So being optimistic is saying to me, like, I didn't practice enough for that presentation, or I should have put it back where it belonged. You know, I shouldn't have been rushing so fast, or I should have got up earlier if I'm late for something, whatever it is. You know, like no one can be trusted. I've said that so much because of what people have done to hurt me, you know, and I know I'm not the only one saying that. You know, you come across people, especially if you invested time and energy into them and you really, really love and care about them, that really does something to you. You know, some people can't trust their own parents. Some of us don't know who they are. Maybe they died when they were little, or maybe they left you in a not a nursing home, left you in a, you know, foster care or whatever. And maybe you're trying to get back with, you know, the relationship, and maybe it's not going the way it needs to go. Very good. It's already been bad because you got a lot of questions. whatever it is, you got to be optimistic about it. It's a setback. It's a situation only for a short time. It's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, just growing and being who you are. And being who you are is a lot. Growing up is a lot. It's a lot of stuff you don't know when you're young. It's a lot of stuff people don't tell you because they may be jealous that if you find out that you're going to be better than them about it. And the only reason why I say things that I say is because I've heard this from people. Either it was said to me or I heard someone say it to somebody that I knew. And, when you don't have the optimism control to say what you take part with and what is your fault and what's not, and look at both sides of the situation instead of your side, that's when you can solve this problem. And see, I didn't really know that what you said to yourself was really causing a problem. If it's not positive, if it's going against you, it's not for you. Okay, so that no one can be trusted gotta go. Teachers don't like me, that gotta go. It's their fault. See, we going back to now we finding out that pessimism has a lot to do with narcissism. And the only way that can get supply in this case is through blame. And we already know that narcissists blame others for their misfortunes all the time. Little, small, medium, or large. It's always a blame. It was them. It was because of that. They should have made better decisions. Maybe I wouldn't have acted like that. Maybe you shouldn't have said that, and then I wouldn't have did this and that. It's not a reason to be disrespectful. It's not a reason to be rude. It's not a reason to blame nobody. But it's done. What can we do about it? We can find out the differences. Find out what we fall into. And if it's a weakness, we need to make them into a strength. And it's going to be one day at a time. It's not going to be forever in a day. And you do it consistently enough, things will start changing. So I'm learning, in this case, how to see it in an optimism way. Watch what I say to myself. If I get to be too much, I'm just going to put something in that's telling me encouragement. Because you need that every step of the way. So when we come back, we're going to do some quote for the day and get on up out of here after we get through jamming off this last little few playlists that we got going here. And June 15th. Don't forget, guys, June 15th, Travis J will be in the building for his exclusive Spreaker radio interview right here on the Boss Ladies Eye radio show. So we will be talking about the topic. I'll be making some announcements probably tomorrow after I touch base with him and see how we want to flow with this. And you'll definitely hear that call in on Friday night. So stay tuned, y'all. Be right back. Be right back. Yeah.
I'm a big game.
What's up, baby?
I got this Andy's pimpin', take her down.
CEO, president of BGHA, Big Game Hunter Association. Know what I'm talking about?
I be poppin' cone while they dang. Bad bitches is the game. Do some strain for some change. Let my hoe keep slacking off. And another bitch gon' take a place. Big game hunter, babe. I cockin' aimless pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade your line. I be poppin' cone while they dang.
Shorty, you ain't gotta wonder when you with thunder. You know a big game hunter. Come around, you look up and see your lightning and your emojis. They got you fighting. My pimpin' is a rain down. Up on my crown, chillin' in the lounge. Even up a panels going down like a swole, like a groundhog. You all on my lap, touchin' with your clothes off. Titties in my mouth while I show off. Big game. I'm a boss on my crown, but let's cruise it. I put the bitches' heads out the mooses, they go the wall. I put the riches touch a trophy bitches for the call. Talk about the trust, I make her fall a little with it all. If I was already touching everything in the room, but they coming soon, what's the goon, put her in the zone. Smoke a hitter with it, did it long. It was on to the early morning, send her home with her head gone. Now she blowing on my phone, talk about she lonely, and now she want me to slide through and get it in. I eat it up and beat it up again, make her head spin, y'all, and she done been sent to a whirlwind. I let her know that I don't play, now damn day. In my yesterday yelly in the cut with my game up. Stay on hard in the club till she get enough. Before I got my friends and benefits, I came up.
I'm a a big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge. I be poppin' cone while they dang. Bad bitches is the game. Do some strange for some change. Let my hoe keep slacking off. And another bitch gon' take a play. I'm a big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge. I be poppin' cone while they dang. I pull to the club to the dog chrome. I got the hook pussy wet like a little Charles. 24 when I said no. What the type put the woman in the pain on the edge on. Shady killer gets a leg on. Can you see me on the phone? People calm, Johnny in the beat that you wanna win it. People with the sickness come listen and I'ma show you what you been missing. You ain't never got me kids in the bitch's ass. Good for your last, took a cab by the hourglass. If I'm in it, you fat with this class. When you a pass, all I do is ask for the stay. So when I'm down, you a mind climb. Do what's up, remind you who I ain't pippin', I'ma show off. Turn you out, I be the whole boss. And leave your ass to the cheese show. I'm a big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge. I be poppin' cone while they dang. Bad bitches is the game. Do some strange for some change. Let my hoe keep slacking off. And another bitch gon' take a play. Big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge.
True for one in the building. Look, big game hunter, hit man hunter. We'll never fall off with this. The boss with the sauce overpaid what it costs. Cause a nigga never thought to run off with shit. These niggas ain't real, they lost with it. Pussy ass niggas ain't authentic. Claiming you in, you niggas pretend with the pen. You niggas ain't raw with it. Hit them in the middle, no pause with it. This hitter here run through walls with it. Get it, run through walls with it. Better get it cause a nigga will fall in it. Pull up in the bags, they all in it. Why the fuck y'all mad? We all with it. Pardon me while I floss with it. Ain't never had shit, but I'm boss with it. I'm a hustler, I put my all in it. Dust off if I fall in it. Take the attention and put it to business and witness how much we ball with it. Only a few gon' walk with it. Sold off, ain't no talk with it. I protect my space, it ain't no safe, so don't get caught in it. Gorillas, what I bought with me, not to mention that we starving. Souls is set for blood, it's time for war, except no offering. Hell is real like heaven high, that's why they asking what it's costing. Focus on your craft until next time, mama, we bossin', we awesome.
I'm a big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge. I be poppin' cone while they dang. Bad bitches is the game. Do some strange for some change. Let my hoe keep slacking off. And another bitch gon' take a play. I'm a big game hunter, babe. I cock and aim this pimpin', take her down. Chillin' in the shade lounge. I be poppin' cone while they dang.
Every time I move, I'm being. 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 Every time I move, I'm being cut. Every time I try to bandage these wounds, I'm being cut. Every time I try to get past the pain, it's more cuts and it's a shame, cause these wounds are in my brain from being cut, being cut. Every time I move, I'm being cut, being cut. Every time I move, I'm being cut, being cut. Woo! Every time I move, I'm being cut, being cut, being cut, being cut, being cut, being cut.
Friends, I never heard of them.
Sometimes I wanna murder them, murder them.
You think you know me, you really don't and never will. So won't you quit saying my name, saying my name, saying my name. Woo, get 'em. I don't have you, don't know you nothing.